Hello, my name is Noah Lee, and this is my submission for CSC313 for the second project on Zebra Stripes. I'm going to go ahead and start running the code, and while that happens, I will go ahead and pull this up to show the only couple of files this code is creating. While this runs, I'm probably going to end up putting this into a bit of a time lapse just to show all the files being created, and occasionally bring the folder on screen just to show that stuff is slowly being pulled up. In this case, what can be seen on screen is the slow creation of, I believe, just over about 6,000 individual files. Each of these individual files are a single step in the program's drawing process. I previously used just a single call to the drawing function to produce an image at every single frame of the individual spikes, but not of the stripes, but not for the filling. And then my group partner Titus was able to figure a way to have it display for each part of the filling as well, instead of just the skeleton. And there we go, it just completed. I'll go ahead and bring up the folder itself briefly. And if I drag the folder in here, we can see that there are indeed a couple thousand images here for each individual frame of the animation, along with one final frame showing the completed animation itself. Or the completed drawing itself, I should say. Bringing the code in here, I'll go ahead and move over to showing off what my portion of the code did. For all of our calls to the draw fractal arc, I pass the image variable in. This is just shown on all individual sections of the arc itself. There is that this is actually the wrong color. There we go. I did add this one as well. And then I edited the draw fractal arc to take in the buffered image function, and then call them here as well within the function itself. I then added this static counter variable, tracking the progress of each individual image creation. My group partner added a call to a custom function build image that does the actual drawing process. However, upon initial creation, I had actually created the internals of this function. More specifically, I just added a string format here. What this format does is for every file that is created, they will all be buffered with up to 4 zeros of padding. So this first file is created with the name from the code, just one zebra stripes underscore final underscore 1, and then with the padding is added here with string.format. This pads up to 5 zeros in front of the number. We do this so that using an external plugin to format the 5,000 or so, the 8,000 or so images, we can do that with a command line interface tool, which will then process them alphabetically. And due to the fact that we are listing all of them alphabetically with the numbers, it is able to go through and pull all of them. And then in the same function, we increment the counter variable that was declared here at the bottom. And then this counter variable is used here to format the counter, and then added to the final output variable name itself, targeting the output folder, zebra stripes underscore final. Then we use the formatted counter, which was again just declared in the previous string declaration, to pad the file number with leading zeros, which then lets us display the entire all of the files individually when they are called through the function. Briefly, I will go ahead and show off how we create the MP4 file that is displayed in the project submission in just a moment. So, as specified, due to the large number of files that were created with the output of the function, I opted to instead use a command line interface tool to generate the file itself, with the tool that I decided to use being Ffmpeg. First, I'll need to navigate to the directory where the output files are located. Okay, I've navigated over to the output file. I can then run my command on the contents of this folder. I'll go ahead and target Ffmpeg, set my frame rate with the frame rate variable. Then to target all 8,000 files in this folder, I can use a pattern type, targeting a glob, then specifying the pattern type to target all individual files that are a .png, which is the type of file that is stored in this folder. From here, I can set the video codec to H.264, then set the pixel format, and lastly, name the output file. I'll go ahead and choose stripes_filevideo.mp4 and run. Let's now target all of the files in the folder and compress them into a MP4 file. There we go, file created. And then reopen the folder where those files are located. I can then find that file that I just created. I can see that it's at the bottom. Opening this, the file is about 2 minutes long. However, I can compress this down using a feature from Apple. Then likely I'll go ahead and edit this down a little bit further just to make it be a bit smoother to watch. But we can see that this does edit every frame. This does show every frame of the image creation process, showing all of the individual lines drawn to create the stripes themselves, and then all of the individual fills that go across the stripe to display the actual colored stripe itself. Thank you very much. I hope this was a good way to hear about everything that I did. Thank you, and thank you.